Hi, welcome to part 2 of cooking a holiday turkey. Just as a quick refresher, during part 1, we seasoned the turkey and we also aged the turkey in the refrigerator for 72 hours. Now, unfortunately, when it came time to actually put that turkey into the oven, it came out great. The audio portion of the video did not. So I'm having to redo the cooking portion of that turkey, which explains the delay before part 1 and part 2. What we did during part 1 was we took all the guts out of the turkey after thawing it for several days. We reached our hand in and we separated the skin from the meat and broke up all the connections between the skin and the meat all throughout the entire bird as much as possible. Then we took our seasoning and we put that between the skin and the meat, rubbed it into the meat, so it's not just the skin getting seasoned, but it's actually the meat getting seasoned. Now, I did it slightly different for this one because I'm going to be using this turkey a little bit differently than the first one. First one, we were getting it ready to go to another home for Thanksgiving. This one we're going to be using for different things because it is not the Christmas holiday or Thanksgiving holiday tomorrow. It is just another day. So we're going to be using it for things like pot pie and turkey tortilla soup and things like that. So I put a little bit different seasoning in there, but the principle is the same. This process of aging the turkey first in the refrigerator, and I'll show you a picture of what that looks like in there, actually gets the crispiest skin possible. It's going to come out awesome. Trust me on this. Now, I'm also using a probe thermometer. In this case, I'm using my Thaw probe thermometer because it's got 2 different probes, and on a turkey, there's 2 different types of meat. There's dark meat and there's light meat, and they actually should be cooked to different temperatures. So let me just go ahead and get the first probe put into the breast meat. Now, you could easily make a mistake, put it into the top part of the turkey, but that's where the breast meat is going to be the thinnest, and you're going to get some false readings. The turkey down at the bottom is going to come out a little bit too rare, maybe even raw. So you want to do it from the back part where the breast meat is going to be thicker. Now you want to shove it really far in and then back off until there's a little black line. You'll notice there's a black line on these things. Hopefully that'll come into focus there. Now, for the dark meat, I think it'd be best if I do it on the outside here. That's going to be a little bit better. Stick it in too far, pull it back out to that black line. Now we're set. Now I'm going to be doing this at 355 degrees. This is roughly about a 15-pound turkey, so it's going to be in there for possibly as long as 3 hours. But the probe thermometers are going to tell us a little bit more exactly when it's done. Now, I'm loving this Thaw, but there's a lot of other probe thermometers out there. I've also used meter a lot, and it will work, but I only happen to have 1 meter. And the nice thing about this is that I can read them both on the same scale. I've got a phone app for this. I press start cooking. The first one, we're going to be doing it to 156 degrees. Start. Going to be doing the second one about 175. And that's all there is. And it's time to stick it into the oven. Except for one more thing. Notice that I have the turkey on these little silicone stands here, but you could also use a standard metal stand like you might use for a steak or roast, things like that. I just want to get it up off the surface, and I'm going to be adding 2 cups of chicken broth to the pan itself. At this point, I'm ready to put it into the oven, and I will see y'all in approximately 3 hours. We're going to wrap this up, show you how great this skin comes out. So with that said, be right back. We're back. I've just taken the turkey out of the oven. It is looking terrific. Now, I did notice the buzzer on the probe thermometer went off, I thought a little bit early. And so I'm thinking the fault was actually mine. I took the turkey out at one point and readjusted the probe thermometer into hopefully a thicker part of the meat. At that point, I think I seem to be getting a little bit more consistent readings compared to the probe thermometer in the thigh meat. So at that point, I was starting to trust this whole process better. I did not trust it because it was going off after only an hour, and I knew that the turkey was not ready after only an hour. So it's been in for about 2.5 hours, maybe a little bit better than that. So I'm thinking even by the time it should be over. The skin is looking terrific. It is nice and tight. I can tell that it's going to be good and crisp. Now, thigh meat, theoretically, should be a little bit hotter than the breast meat. Now, I let them both go a little bit longer than I normally might. So the breast meat probably has been brought up to a higher temperature than my ideal breast meat temperature. But that means that the thigh meat should be in terrific shape right now because that should be a little bit higher than the breast meat. Now, before I get into a whole lot more, let's get these probes taken out. Now, the probes generally are going to be pretty hot. So you might want to have a mitt handy when you're pulling those out of the meat. Now, I talked about taking these, transporting them to various places. So I've got a cooler over here. This is the type of thing that I use to transport the turkeys. What I normally do is I will lay a towel out on the bottom. And while I'm baking the turkey, I will typically have a couple of bricks, just regular house bricks. You can find them on construction sites in the oven with the turkey heating up at the same time. And then I'll wrap those up with like a kitchen towel and put those on either end of the cooler with the turkey to kind of help generate the heat in there, but not, just by themselves where they might cause damage to the cooler itself. So you want to wrap like a kitchen towel around it, nothing heavy because you still want them dissipating heat. Cover that up with a little foil. Now, what you might do if you just cooked the breast meat to a little bit lower temperature and you still wanted a higher temperature for the thighs and drumsticks, cut those off at this point, put those back in until the temperature comes up to maybe 190 to 205. And that should get them at the ideal temperature to create a perfect texture and a perfect flavor for the thigh and dark meat. Let's just take a close look at this. You can see that skin is nice and firm. I'm just gonna cut into it and you can hear that crackle noise. This is sounding great. Let me give a quick slice here into our breast meat and see what we have. That skin, it just sounds so crisp. Here is our breast meat. It's not overdone. It's still very juicy. I think you can see on here, hopefully you can get it all in focus. There's lots of juice coming out of that. Take a taste here. That is very juicy. And of course, got to give Gunner a little bit. He's already getting ready. Come here, buddy. Come here. There you go. I think he's liking it. His skin, it's just awesome. I gotta have some of the skin. Your guests are gonna rave about this turkey, trust me. And if you're transporting it, you can transport this for probably an hour and not have a whole lot of heat loss of the turkey. Transporting it the way I've just suggested, put a little tinted foil over that, it'll be perfect. So with that said, Give me a like down below if you like the video. Maybe consider a subscription. I know Gunnar would appreciate it. And I will catch y'all the next time. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget, if you have leftovers, check out my videos for chicken pot pie, which can also sub in turkey pot pie. It's a great video. It's a great recipe. There's always leftover turkey. Check it out. I'll have the link down below. Bye-bye.